Today, on the Yamaha Whitetail Diaries, we conclude our Kentucky Velvet Whitetail hunt with Wade. This will be the fourth year he's come to Salt River Outfitters in search of a velvet whitetail. Will this finally be the year?
Oh my God.
Previously on the Yamaha Whitetail Diaries.
Just finished wrapping my Kentucky hunt when I get a text just about to climb down, checking my lifeline. Mr. Wade's got an arrow in one. Man, I hope all goes as planned out there. That is awesome news. Just finished talking about how tough the hunting was and how Wade called an audible and went to a different farm. Kind of a shot in the dark, winging a prayer sort of thing. But, well, man, I hope it paid off for him.
Well, this is the fourth year Wade has made the trip to Kentucky and to Salt River Outfitters, and each year he's come close to checking off the box of harvesting a velvet whitetail. But something felt different about the beginning of this year's hunt.
As the fourth year came about, it was about preparation again, shooting that bow, thinking about stands, studying the scouting camera pictures that were coming in from both the wireless cameras and from George texting me. Man, I was so excited, as I always am. We got camp set up, we're moving stands, and we're starting to track all of our deer on the scouting cameras and where we're hunting, and it just was quiet, just eerily quiet on trying to find a good buck.
As we join Wade in the field, he's already had an encounter with one shooter, but it never came into range. So, with a new day and a new wind direction, he's heading off to a different stand.
Yesterday was an awesome hunt. We got set up in there, had to wait for the sun to get down a little bit. It was really bright in there, but once that sun got kind of behind that ridge, the deer just kind of poured off that exact same ridge. They were coming in the food plot from different locations, different trails, but that little bottom that we were set up in this year was really funneling deer right almost underneath the stand. We had a fawn come in early, bed down 25 yards away, and then some does, and then we had a 9-point, an 8, and some spikes worked their way through, and then as you'd expect, as those shadows got longer and the sun got really low, a couple of good bucks showed up. One really good buck, looked like a 12, maybe a 13-point buck, kind of hung up about 50 yards away. After a doe had blown kind of off in the distance, probably busted us somehow or another, and he just kind of hung up and never came all the way in. But we've got scouting camera pictures of that deer, so we know he's a good one. But the wind's not really good for that set tonight, so we're going to go to a different location. If we don't kill one, we'll probably go back to that stand. But tonight we're going to be hunting near this marsh. This marsh is a place we've had success in the past. It's a giant food plot, lots of deer around it. I mean, it's just a fun place to sit even if you don't see a shooter. So we're going to ease up into the stand, get settled in. We're 4:22. We've got several hours until it's going to get right, but this time of the year I think you just need to get in there and let it all settle down and wait for those shadows to get long, and hopefully those deer will show up. That's not the sound you like to hear, not the action you like to hear, not the tail, not the stamp. She just picked us off. Some of those old does are just super, super smart. They're they're gonna get you when you least expect it. We just got had. We'll just sit here and see what happens. I would normally never get out of the stand at this time of the day. This is a magic hour, but you know, there's sometimes things happen when you're deer hunting, and just to the other side of us, somebody's having a fishing trip or a picnic or something, because it's pretty loud and spooked all those deer. And that's the thing about deer hunting, you can't control what everybody else is going to do on the properties around you. You know, there's just some hunts that are going to get busted and messed up. This is one of them. You know, the deer, a couple bucks come out, they could hear what was going on down there, and they immediately turned and took off. And that's other people's right. You know, they're just having fun. But, you know, we might as well climb down, fire up the dinner, and get ready for tomorrow.
The Yamaha Whitetail Diaries is brought to you by Yamaha's proven off-road ATVs and side-by-side vehicles. Garmin Zero, leave the guesswork behind. Thompson Center, America's master gunmaker.
Inside every Yamaha lives the heart and soul of a competitor. The DNA of a champion. When you ride with us, it revs your heart and becomes a part of you too.
Trade hours for seconds.
Welcome back to the Yamaha Whitetail Diaries with Wade Middleton.
Well, we've certainly had our challenges on this hunt so far. We've had drones flying around. We've had people having picnics and parties. We've had hunters walk in on us. We've had bird watchers come around. It's been a little bit of everything, but you know, in hunting, you're gonna have to overcome stuff like that. Other people are gonna use the woods just like you are, and you're just gonna have things that'll happen. We've all seen it. We're gonna see it again. It's just life. And I'm gonna go up this creek here to another stand where the scouting camera shown some bucks we had. So you know, who knows what's gonna happen. A lot of deer are nocturnal. I know one thing, we will not kill one sitting at home on the couch. We will not kill one driving back to Texas yet. So we got a few more days. We're gonna climb back up and stand, see what we can make happen.
And so ends another evening hunt with little to no action, and the bucks are nowhere to be seen.
When it's supposed to happen in deer hunting, it just does. In any kind of hunting, I think. And, you know, we've been talking to George. We felt like every deer was nocturnal where we were at. We had nothing showing up scouting cameras. We weren't seeing anything, and we decided to make a move. And to make a move when you're filming, you've got to go through a lot of the process. You've got to hang in the camera stand. You've got to move in but we felt like it was the only option we had because I had a couple days left to hunt. So at 3:30, we're moving stands to a giant soybean field.
The Yamaha Whitetail Diaries is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here. Wiley X, go confidently. Engel Coolers, the original high-performance cooler. Sawyer, we keep you outdoors.
Before the road trips, the cool mornings, the hot cast iron, the short nights, and the long cast. There's one stop that you can't afford to miss. It's time to gear up and camp out at Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Save on all your camping essentials, in-store and online. Your adventure starts here.
The Thompson Center Compass 2. A feature-rich rifle packed with value and a higher standard of reliable accuracy. Now with Generation 2 trigger and threaded muzzle. Offered in scoped and non-scoped versions and in a wide variety of calibers. From the range to the fields to the mountains, TC has a rifle to match every hunter's needs.
Welcome back to the Yamaha Whitetail Diaries with Wade Middleton. This Kentucky hunt is becoming a race against time for Wade as the window to encounter a velvet whitetail is starting to close.
You know, we're on day 4 or 5 of the hunt. Can't even remember if they all kind of run in together, which is cool because that means we're just having a good time. We've actually changed farms and locations where we've been hunting. We know all those deer out of velvet based on what scouting camera has shown us, and a lot of them are nocturnal. So we're gonna go to a different farm. George and the team at Salt River Outfitters have really hooked us up, got us dialed in. We're gonna set up in this big thicket right here overlooking a bunch of farmers' fields here. We've got alfalfa, we've got soybeans around us, got a corn pile out there as well. That's pretty typical in this area, and we're just gonna let that sun go and see what comes in. I think I'm kind of at the point now where the velvet deer will probably be next year. I mean, I know there's a chance still, but I'd say it's less than 10%. So if a buck comes in, it gets me excited this evening, and my heart's pumping, I'm gonna probably take him, but the clock has been ticking on the velvet deal. I mean, I'm mid-body. I can't tell. I think I'm back a little bit, but what a great buck. What a great buck. I mean, he come from way up there in those trees. He came from way up there in those trees and worked his way all the way down through the soybeans, down here where the stand is, to the corn pile. Probably 20 minutes of just sitting here. He finally turned broadside, and I mean, that was my best shot running out of light. And I mean, I'm mid-body, but I feel like I'm back a little bit. I mean, it's so hard to tell in low light like this, though. I mean, the arrow's still in him. You could see the arrow all the way in him as he ran all the way across the pasture. So, I mean, we're doing some damage in there. I'm just kind of shook up. I mean, we've hunted a long time in Kentucky and had lots of good encounters. And my legs are shaking, my knees are knocking, my hands are like just soaked. I just hope I made a good shot and did right by the deer. Man, I mean, it's intense when you get a chance to, you know, bow hunt and hunt with anything really, and get them in close and go through that. You know, we've made a lot of bad decisions and a lot of good decisions in our trips to Kentucky. Sometimes we've outsmarted ourselves. Sometimes we just had great hunts, didn't get a shot. In my mind, I'm sitting here thinking, my God, the sun is going to set, and it's going to be another one of those hunts where we got a giant out here in front of us and we don't get a shot. And he finally turned and gave me my shot. And I mean, all we can do now is wait it out, see what happens. Oh my God.
When we return, we'll join Wade as he wraps up his final hunt here in Kentucky.
Holy cow.
The Yamaha Whitetail Diaries is brought to you by Walkers. Protect it or lose it. Smith & Wesson Performance Center. Performance when it matters most. Record Rack. Serious nutrition.
Others decock. We do it safely. The new AccuSlide safe decocking system revolutionizes the crossbow market. Simply backwind the handle, stopping at any point without fear of damage, injury, or losing control. Meet the new Vengeant S440 and Viper S400 featuring the AccuSlide. Speed up to 440 feet per second, 5.8 inches wide. Its 3.5-pound zero creep trigger delivers same hole accuracy. The Vengeant S440 and Viper S400 from 10 Point.
To me, the Performance Center by Smith & Wesson means taking the best and making it better. Regardless if I'm passing on the traditions of hunting or teaching someone new about the outdoors, I know that using a Performance Center handgun will be something they will remember for the rest of their lives. Every model comes with an awesome trigger. They're reliable in all the conditions, as well as offering a variety of sight and scope mounting capabilities. The Performance Center by Smith & Wesson. Performance when it matters most.
Welcome back to the Yamaha Whitetail Diaries with Wade Middleton. Now, before the break, Wade finally put an arrow in a velvet Kentucky whitetail. And after giving it some time, Wade and the guys from Salt River Outfitters started to help him track.
I mean, right here is where it went down about 40 minutes ago. And, you know, he pretty much just turned broadside right here. We were up there, it's a 27-yard shot. And you know, you can see what happens when he goes over the hill. I mean, you can all see the you know, the arrow still stuck in him and doing damage the whole way. I mean, Michael says that when he played it back, he can see blood shooting out of him. I mean, that's a dead deer. Pretty confident. We'll give it a few more minutes and then we'll start going that direction.
Man, there's lots of nervous energy, and George and the team from Salt River are coming down, and some of his clients are there that I've become good friends with over the years, and new friends are there coming from other farms that are hunting in the area. You know, they've heard I've taken a shot. But thank goodness you have that kind of an army of friends that share your passion, that want to be involved in it and want to share that moment, because I'm telling you, that's one of the coolest things about a camp. One of the things I like about over here is we spread out and we start to search, and man, I mean blood. And more blood. And I mean, these soybeans are painted red.
We can see the knock up here. So we don't know if it's still in the deer or if it's come out, but we're gonna get up here and see in just a second on this trail. Woo! Oh man, that's exciting. Look at that deer right there. Wow. Wow, look at this buck. Holy cow. Look at this buck, still in velvet. Wow. Wow, what a bruiser. I mean, this has just been, I have wanted a big velvet buck in Kentucky. It's a 4-year journey thanks to my being a little bit too picky at times. So I guess it's paid off right here. George and his team have really put up with us for a while trying to get this done, and that's the end result right there. Yeah, that's a bruiser. I mean, y'all saw it, how it all went down. I've been as shook up on this as just about anything I've been shook up on in the hunting world in a long time. That deer got out there, we got to watch him come across the field, and it took forever to get a shot. And he's quartered away a little bit. Got it in there, you can see it all as he's running across there, and I'm just thankful for this. This is pretty humbling for this kind of an opportunity. I was shook up and speechless up there, and I'm equally as much now. I mean, that is a giant. Check it out, how he's just now starting to come out of velvet on the tips right there. That's really cool. That is really cool. What a giant. Wow. Thank y'all. That was a pretty awesome moment right there. I just don't even, you know, rarely do I get to where I have nothing to say, but I'm just about as humbled and shook up as I've been for one. Wow. That's why you go to Kentucky and Salt River Outfitters right there. Chance at one of those.
Man, as I go back on the whole process of this hunt, and I look back on the friends and the emotion and the time that we all spent with it, you know, and the new products we've been able to play with on these trips, the first one to this one, and the deer that Steve shot last year and the deer I got this year. And I mean, that's what deer hunting is supposed to be about, that whole process. The whole thing of everybody wanting to share in the successes and everybody helping you learn from the failures. This is going to be a hard 4 years of hunting for this kind of a deer to top. The cool thing about it is I will be hunting again and again and again and again, and if I never top it, that's okay. But if I do, it'll sure be something that I don't know if my heart will be able to handle it, actually. As the older I get, it might not survive that one. So, man, what a great time.
Congratulations, Wade, on completing this 4-year entry into the Yamaha Whitetail Diaries.
I love my Fusion wireless camera.
It's the easiest cell cam I've ever set up.
Download the command app.
Scan the QR code.
Everything's done on your phone.
All kinds of affordable and different data plans.
For as little as $5 a month, you can have your trail cam pictures sent right to your cell phone.
You can go into the app, you can change all the camera settings, you can change all the upload settings, and it's got a feature where you can map out where your cameras are. It shows you when the activity has been in front of your cameras.
Check it out, the Fusion wireless camera from Stealth Cam.
God made a deer farmer, a person who stays up at night to save a sick fawn's life, gets up and still goes to work at sunrise. This person works in the heat, the cold, and the rain. He needs to feed his animals, make sure they have water. If the water's frozen, he must break it so they can drink. He needed somebody to collect real scents and smells from deer, to provide hunting scents to the hunters so they could feed their families. So, God made a deer farmer.
From sun up to sundown, day in and day out, we work hard. We play hard. And to keep us going during those long hours, we demand performance. Angle Coolers, the original high-performance cooler.
From the backwoods to the backyard,
Sawyer's permethrin, odorless insect repellent, repels and kills mosquitoes, ticks, and other harmful insects. And with just one application lasting for up to 6 weeks, you can enjoy the outdoors as much as we do. Sawyer, we keep you outdoors.
It's in our nature to protect, defending our heritage, our way of life, and the ones we love. It's your right. Don't give it up. Protect it or lose it. Walkers.
Want to know why the top shooting pros choose High-Vis? High-Vis has an enormous lineup of sights for every shooting platform possible that are clean looking and easy to mount. Improve your shooting with faster target acquisition and eliminate cross-eyed dominance. High-Vis sights are the brightest out there, helping you find your target with ease, no matter the shooting conditions. Choose the best. Choose High-Vis and see what you've been missing.
I came back from Afghanistan with a traumatic brain injury. I couldn't talk. I still can't talk right. I didn't want to leave the house. Then my wife, God bless her, she got me off the couch and said, hey, enough's enough. You got to get back outdoors. The hunting gave me a whole new purpose, you know. It sped up my recovery big time. When I was deployed, I trusted Trijicon, and I still do today. Sergeant Rob Gustafson, U.S. Army retired.
Trijicon, brilliant aiming solutions.
Money took the box blind industry by storm with the Bull. Now, they've taken it to the next level with the Penthouse. Increased size, larger windows, insulated panels, and everything you've come to expect from an industry leader. Revolutionary designs for any weapon and any situation. Change the way you hunt with a box blind from Muddy Outdoors. Check out Muddy's full line of box blinds today at GoMuddy.com.